I was about 18. That's when people in our family started passing away at an alarming rate. It was probably 2 or 3 people a year. And in a span of 10 years, the phone would ring, and the first thing I would think is, did we lose someone? I think I felt, from my earlier years, the loss, not knowing how to heal that, not knowing how to help people that were suffering with that I cared about, not feeling like I had an answer to things, to feeling alone. One night I found a lump in my breast. That night my husband and I sat on the floor and we cried. All 3 of my aunts passed away from breast cancer. And we have a wonderful son, he's 7, and the thought of losing that and not having the time with him was maybe the hardest part. I was anxious and fearful and nervous, and all of a sudden, a complete calm and absolute peace came over. And I don't know how to describe that, except that I know it's not me. I prayed to God and I said, I am open to what your will is for me. Because I if I were to go, what does my son have? I want him to have hope, and I want him to have faith, and I want him to feel how I felt in that moment, that I was taken care of. So that brought us to Village. I was going to take a course that would answer some of my questions about God that I was still skeptical of, and I saw Freedom Session and I thought, that's the one. It turned out that I was searching for Alpha, but that I found myself in Freedom Session. You start sensing freedom when you're asked to trust and let go of your control. And I have to admit, I was angry for about a week because I didn't want to let go of anything. But I prayed into it and I leaned into it. So instead of running away, instead of getting further away from God, which I would have done in the past, I leaned in. And let's say I have an obsessive thought and I look out to nature, or I look up and think about God or pray. In that moment, the more at peace I am, I'm using his metrics of kindness and faithfulness and grace as how I should define myself. Walking closely with him, watching what he does. I'm not judging people. I'm not criticizing for things that have happened in the past. I'm free to be able to walk without that weight. I think death will be an inevitable part of our lives. Now, after Freedom Session, I choose to lean into God when I'm afraid. Going through that road of learning to trust him and learning that he's never far. So I didn't feel like I had to follow God. I didn't feel like I should believe in Jesus because if I don't, there might not be something for me after. I was in love with the opportunity of life and what God has given us through Christ. I wouldn't have maybe stumbled upon that pure affection if I didn't see the changes happening for other people and I didn't experience the changes for myself. I think you learn about God, who he really is, and then you start to love him.